Hey everyone, this is Dave Evans. Just going to give you a brief demo on how I'm using the uh, subtractive functionality of switches to create my chase scenes so that I can apply that same effect across the lights regardless of what that underlying base color is. This is really effective for if you're using color mixing or if you want to have the same effect with multiple looks without having to go through and set it for each color. Um, I'll using for this demo, I'm using the Epsilon Duo Q-beam bars. They're very similar to the ADJ sweeper beams. They have 8 individual lights. They are RGBW fixtures. And basically, I'm going to just give you a short walkthrough, kind of go over some of the hiccups that I've encountered along the way. So just to start, in Compushow, we'll show the fixtures as they are. Right now they're off. We'll go in here, turn the dimmer on, and apply color mixing. If we go back, we'll look, they're all showing blue. One bug that I did find with this, or at least I think it's a bug, these lights are RGBW, um, but although when you create your chases, you can add in that white channel. It does not seem to actually subtract. That'll make a little more sense later. But to handle that, when I do color mixing, when I'm trying to apply this effect to color mixing, I make sure that the white is all the way turned down. If you don't know how to do that, if you right click on your white, you can say manual adjustment of the white channel rather than the default, which is automatic with linear. So I set that to manual, and you can see the impact here, but I make sure that that's all the way down. So just to go back, we'll show that their default state right now is they're all just set to a blue color. So we'll come in here to our button page. We'll say new switch. Just call it chase demo. Gonna set this for empty. We're just gonna hit OK here, not OK and edit as I typically would. And we'll go in here. Here's our newly created button. What you want to do is while that button is highlighted, if you have multiple ones highlighted as I do here, make sure that it's the last button that has been clicked. Go to settings, switch, and right up here you're going to want to put that in subtractive mode. If you hit OK, you'll see now it has sub written up here. I apologize, I'm using my laptop, so apologize for the resolution, but it says sub. We're going to hit control and left click to go in and edit this. Make sure I have all of my lights selected. Go into our channels, and we're going to drag easy time to all of my RGBW channels. So now we'll come back to easy time here. We're going to apply that chaser. We're just going to use the default here. So the way that this works, if you see right now, everything is maxed out at 255. You have to remember this is subtractive. So whatever value is shown here, that's what it's going to subtract from the current level. So when I set it to white, that means it will subtract all light. It's going to subtract 255 from every channel. So basically turn that fixture off. If I set it to black, it's going to subtract 0 from everything. So basically let that underlying color show through. And let me point out here, this really is only beneficial if you're doing chase sequences that are light on, light off. If you want to do a chase where you're mixing, say white and blue or something like that, this really isn't the best approach. Sure, you probably could do it, but it really kind of defeats the purpose of making this easy and reusable because you're going to need to calculate what values you want to subtract for everything. So for this, we're going to keep it to just white and black, which would be light on, light off. So move this over here so that you can see the effect. But oh, sorry, let me restart that. Because I have two of these, I did create a fixture grouping to pair those up. There's other videos on how to do that out there. Um, but as I do that, you'll see we basically have this chase effect going. Now remember again, the white, when you look at this, you have to think of it in reverse. Wherever it's black, that will be your base color showing through. Wherever it's white, that will be that base color turned off. So we'll go ahead and apply that. I'm going to shorten this down just so it moves a little faster. Going to hit play, and right now you see nothing is happening. This is one of those kind of hiccups that I encountered that took me a little bit to figure out. I'll hit show the light beam, and now we can see that. But what that does, that will cause you some problems in subtractive mode, is if we go back to our channels list, you see now it put the min-max on all of these channels. If you have channel 5 here is my master dimmer. If this were to be, if it was to be all the way up, or you had anything else when it's set in this mode that is applying that master dimmer, what's going to happen is, since this is subtractive, it will subtract any channel value from the overall look. So you want to come back in here, make sure these are all turned off. Otherwise, a lot of times I had the dimmer would be all the way up, and when I would go to view my lights, everything would be blacked out. That's because it's subtractive, so it was subtracting 255 from that master dimmer. So essentially it was bringing the master dimmer all the way down to 0. So we'll go now and look at this, and let me just go back here to easy time. We just took the default settings, just white and black, something very easy for this demo. So we'll close it out and save it. Now if we go and look at the fixtures, you'll see that we have that chase going through. Now this is kind of inverted from your standard chase, where you would have one light on and all of the others off. So to make that look, we're going to come back in. Again, you kind of have to think of this always as reverse. So what we'll do is we'll have our active color being black, which means we don't want to affect that underlying base color, and our inactive color as white, which means we want to completely remove that underlying base color. So if we go back, save this, come back to fixtures, and now we'll see it just has that one chase going through. Let me go back and reverse this one more time. Having mouse issues today for some reason. Save that. Look at our fixtures. Back to this. Where this is great is now, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter what that base layer is. We're just subtracting from that. So I can come back into my color mixing, just drag it over, put a red in here. I did nothing with the chase, but we still have that same chase effect going without actually doing anything to the programming of that specific chase effect. We can come in here, just apply the rainbow color effect. It's kind of out of the box. We look here, still the same effect going. Get rid of that. Go back to color mixing. There we go. And you can really do this with any of the chases that are there. Let me just pick another one here, apply that, save it, go to the fixtures, and now we have a different look. Again, just to demonstrate, we'll go into color mixing, and that was it. One other thing to note that I found is if you are using the if you intend to use this on master page and you've defined it like I have defined it within the fixture page, if I want to drag and copy this into another switch on the fixture page, normally you would be prompted and it would say, do you want to duplicate or copy? When you do that, it does not copy the subtractive properties with it. You need to go back in and re-enable subtractive mode for that switch on your master page. And this can really be used for a bunch of different things. Just to show you another quick item here, we won't go into a full demo on this. Let me turn this off. This is a little more advanced. It uses some phasing delays. Right now I just have it running so that you can see. But here, right now I just have it running through, but you could actually use sound to light and bar graph, and you can actually make these lights more or less, act as a VU meter. So this again is all using subtractive mode where I've turned all lights on. And just to show you this, basically here I'm using constant level with fades and phase delay, and it's actually subtracting lights out, and they would actually go to the music that bar graph is detecting. So if you have any questions on this, let me know, post in the comments or whatever. I'll try and get back to you as quickly as possible. But thanks for watching.